Top Billings charted Kurt's 21-album career, his romance with Dunay, and the joy of their wedding. No one expected we'd ever be asking them, for the very first time on camera, about his near-fatal car crash.
I've been in one accident in my entire life. I still can't tell you what happened. Do you recall any of what happened?
I remember it quite vividly to a certain part till they started giving me morphine and things afterwards. I was a passenger and we had a passenger in the back and my friend Martinus was driving. And all I remember is being in the lane on a bend coming over a bit of a hill and we just saw headlights coming into our lane. So he swerved and I saw dirt. Obviously the tyres touched the sand and then it just went and it went again. And I remember it was long. It was like long, travelling through trees and bushes, and I just remember grass. And you know, when we went there afterwards, we saw this huge tree and we could see where we went through the tree. It's about 4 or 5 meters off the ground where we actually flew through this tree. I remember just it being a smooth ride until we hit the bottom, which is about 10 meters down from the road. I just remember hitting the concrete block, everything going red. I just heard in my brain. And then I knew, okay, something's wrong.
While all of this is going on, you're not even in the country.
No.
Never mind having a cell phone signal.
It was the strangest thing. We were on a cruise. So obviously on the cruise you don't have signal. We got off the ship and we went into Dubrovnik that morning. And then he was already lying in hospital without me knowing. I put my Wi-Fi on and all these WhatsApp messages just kept on coming through. It was the worst thing ever, but none of them ever stipulated Kurt's name. All of them just kept on saying, good luck, be strong in this time, we're thinking of you.
Sorry.
And I can't even count how many, I just heard them coming through, and it's the strangest thing. You assume it's your husband. Put my data on, tried to phone, and his brother answered. That was the worst phone call in my life.
How much do you remember of the initial hospital experience?
I know nothing kind of thing. I'm full of morphine. And after the first day and a half, I remember waking up. I had to wake up because the doctor was there. And I was looking at him and I was like, Doc Beaufort, I see 2 of you. And he said, no, that's impossible. He says, no, I promise you, I'm seeing double of you. I'm seeing double, 2 beds there. And they sent me for a brain scan after the first scan. And they found out only then that I'd broken my clivus bone, which is attached, it's in the front part of the brain stem. So it's too deep to see it on a normal scan. And most of the time, when you break your clivus bone, they only find out post-mortem because it is so fatal. So I was extremely lucky.
Another thing that really impressed all of us was how the broader South African music community just rushed into your corner. The support was instant.
It was amazing from everyone, you know. It's artists like Nick, like Peter Koen, Tiensjo Daan, Jay, those kind of artists phoned my management and asked them for a list of my shows. And they offered to do all my shows that I'm going to miss, offered to do it free of charge and give me the money, which I didn't take it.
But just that gesture.
Just the gesture is amazing.
Kurt's final exams for his chopper license are on hold, but what he is writing are songs for a new release in November.
With the new album comes an entirely new touring schedule. That's going to be hectic.
In South Africa, you bring out an album, you've got to tour, you know. It doesn't just help having your songs just playing on radio, whatever. You have to be on tour. And we've always just accepted that, you know, and I love it. I love getting out to the communities and singing to the people that actually support you. So I'm fine with that, you know. I think people know exactly what happened to me by now. It's knowledge that I was in an accident, so they know it's going to be not the jumping around Kurt for the first few months. It's going to be Kurt with a microphone stand, still singing the same songs, but maybe just not as erratic as always. Die seerower is nou kalm.
Die kaptein is nou 'n seerower.
Wat bietjie meer kalm is. So let's hope they accept it.
Kaptein, span die seile. Kurt gave his first performance since the accident at last Saturday's Nelson Mandela Sport and Culture Day. Then he's got Skouspel lined up in October, so he'll need sustenance. Honoured to oblige is chef Chantel Dartnell, whose restaurant Mosaic here at the Orient Hotel is a favourite for the couple.
Chantel! Angela!
Nice
hello.
to see you again.
Oh, welcome back.
Thank you.
It's so
very
fabulous to have you in the kitchen.
For her captain turned pirate celebrity client and his wife, Chantel proposed a twist on surf and turf.
The fish was specifically designed to suit Dunay's palate. We've got light Mauritian sea bass, all the components, the little capers, the white wine sauce. The white wine sauce is served as a foam, which is one of her ultimate favorites. So what we've got here is something a little bit more substantial. This is quinoa grain.
Oh, I love quinoa.
A brunoise of pork tongue. This dish, I call it tongue-in-cheek.
Oh, that's so cute.
Chantel was the 2009 Eat Out Chef of the Year, and her restaurant is a regular in their top 10. It's easy to see why.
And that is that.
Awesome. Well, I can see why they'd enjoy eating here, but the final proof of the pudding is always in the tasting.
The Darrens love travelling, and wherever they are, they always seek out the best restaurants. For them, eating is not only about the food, but the entire experience.
Well, since both of you are such great foodies, which one of you does the best cooking at home?
We both cook, and we love it. My favourite thing to make is a bunny chow, followed by a malva pudding, which I make just like that. I absolutely love doing it. But Dunay is a by the recipe kind of girl.
And even now that he's back home, he's making food as well. He's getting up and he's making food, and I make one night, he makes one night. We enjoy it. It's quite an experience.
The only thing is now, when she comes to the pots and I'm making food, it's very, very funny because I'll be throwing salt in a pot or whatever, and the entire stove will be full of salt everywhere around the pot and nothing in the pot. Because I'm not getting the depth right.
Perception.
You know, I'm pouring salt everywhere except in the pot.
That's hilarious.
And I'm tasting and it's like nothing and it's like bland. I'm like, baby, what's wrong with this food? You know?
Well, Kurt, it looks as though it's full speed ahead for you and no holding you back whatsoever.
Oh, 100%. You know, I'm really looking forward to next year. Next year we'll try and cover every dorpie and every city in this country, you know, just to say thanks for the support that I received during this time.
Well, we're 100% behind you. Here's to life and living it to the fullest.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cheers, baby. In the eye.